Do you guys remember when this happened some time ago when the Thunder Doctrine race came out initially? Now, it was the first, I think, maybe? No, I forget if this was the first contest. It may have been first or second. Regardless, there's a contest up for the Thunder Doctrine dungeon that essentially was halted in a large perspective for the entirety of PlayStation because the PlayStation servers were completely down. So what did Bungie do in response to an issue not in their control? They basically said they would hold an additional contest mode weekend. Specific times were still worked on it, but essentially the raid race itself had concluded, and this was going to be a secondary chance for anyone that missed out due to these PlayStation outages to attempt contest mode and get the emblem, get the guaranteed drop exotic, and get the chance to say, I did contest mode thing. In this case, a dungeon, but still the same. Then we cut to now, where the Desert Perpetual race had one of the rockiest ever launches of anything Destiny or Bungie related ever. Aside from the fact that, of course, cheaters are generally out of their hand, it's an external influence, and as much as their anti-cheat should hold up, this is not something I am suggesting deserves a redate or a rerun of the contest mode. However, other issues like ability regens just straight up not working correctly, PlayStation 4 players having straight up crashes because of wearing armor pieces and then sometimes getting locked out until they can manually remove them themselves. Desert Perpetual itself being incredibly buggy, as in power deltas were not working correctly, PCs were crashing after being in instances for so long, rally flags weren't working, sprint not working. I could go on and on with a list of reasons why, from Bungie's fault, that the Desert Perpetual raid was buggy as hell and probably incompletable for some people that might have actually been accessible had things been working correctly. And speaking of had, what about also the disabled list? Because it grew and grew and grew and included several exotics that, of course, once normal mode came out, proved to be a masterpiece in terms of clearing this raid. Mainly things like Outbreak Perfected, Grand Overture, Icebreaker. All of those guns would have been fairly excellent for a contest mode raid. However, but because they were bugged and they would have been an unfair advantage for the world's first race and an unfair advantage for contest mode, they were disabled, straight out. And per the usual, instead of, like I mentioned before, instead of Bungie fixing those things and allowing them to be used in contest, they just disabled them and said, too bad, so sad. So, how come with the other dungeons, Thunder Doctrine, we have an outside source that plagues our players? And they say, we'll give them another chance. We'll put up another contest mode weekend for those that missed it because of that issue. However, with this one, countless bugs and issues from Bungie's side, but they don't say, hey, we're going to give you another chance to actually run at this. Even in, like, they're investigating all these issues, the power delta, rally flags not working, all the various bugs and all the disabled lists. They are investigating or otherwise disabling everything so contest mode can run as smooth and evenly as possible. But at the same time, why don't they just actually give the people who missed out on this dungeon, why do I keep saying dungeon? Well, the people who missed out on this raid contest mode because of all the bugs and all the issues, and actually give us a second chance to run this? Because fully on, prospectively, why Thunder Doctrine can get a part 2, but Desert Perpetual doesn't, when it honestly has a way more egregious example from Bungie directly themselves, I don't know why. Because frankly, the people are owed, after how buggy that raid was, a second chance to actually go after contest in a, not buggy and more stable environment. Regardless, that is all I wanted to discuss today because honestly, I noticed that in one of my comments. Of course, credit to the person, I'll probably show it on screen now, who actually reminded me of the fact that we had a part 2 of a contest mode. And just say, why the hell hasn't Bungie offered or even spoke up about possibly allowing the community at large to have a second chance at this contest, considering it was in a way worse state for everyone involved as opposed to just one platform. But with that, my name is the Mad Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video.